So, as you can see, the Yugoslav Black Wave led directly into Italian futurism, as pointed out in the work of Rudolf Arnheim, and is exposed in the film Smolен Tristalit. So I hope that this 3-hour lecture has been enlightening for you and edifying, and I hope that maybe once we work on the Schmoedown and make it more of an academic environment, that this will help you even compete in the future. Are there any remaining questions?
Yeah, I'm almost done here. Where's the rest of the beer? Also, this isn't fun. The Schmoedown's like not about books and learning and smarts. It's about like drinking and yelling. This is all wrong. And you won't let me leave. I want to leave.
I feel like none of the work that we did from the German expressionists onward made any sort of impact on you at all.
Those movies don't have colors. I have to read the words.
Okay.
Like, where's the explosions and the swords?
Wait, you know what? After all of this time, we've gone through all of this material, you weren't even taking
Not one
notes.
ninja movie in the whole fucking list, man.
Listen, you've had plenty of time for your, samurai, makeshift fighting ninja sprites. You've had more than enough time to study your kick-ass salamander cartoon. I'm trying to educate you. I'm trying to point out some things that are worthwhile. And you know what? Where is your partner? Where is Mr. Makuga? We finished a 3-hour session. I have not seen him anywhere. He's delinquent. He's truant at this point.
He's with us at all times. He's a wild berries. Hey, it's Josh Makuga. Josh for Jeopardy. I don't know how he got out of this.
I'm going to do another year abroad, I think.
Chance Ellison, Ethan Irwin, Dan Murrell, Stacey Howard, Andreyko McWeeny, Ben the Boss Bateman, Clarke Wolfe. The singles tournament begins. The winner of that entire tournament faces John the Outlaw Roca at the Spectacular. What a battle we're in for. Dangerous Dan Murrell, though, Mark, has been a staple of this league. Dan had a rough start. He lost the match at the Collider Collision to Andrew Guy. Then they had that close loss to Corruption in the tournament.
I've never played in the Schmoedown singles tournament before. I'm used to being the guy waiting for the person that's going to come out of the tournament. So this is a new experience for me, but the result's going to be the same. I'm going to be playing for that.
And your winner, by way of knockout, Dangerous Dan Murrell!
I mean, Ethan Irwin followed me into retirement. I was retired and people were trying to scare me with Ethan Irwin.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Ethan Big Time Irwin!
And you're not out of this yet, because whoever loses between Andreyko and Clarke, you get to play.
The last time I sat at a table with Marc Andreyko, he was waving bye-bye to me and 3 of the other people that a lot of people say are among the best to play this game.
Someone who's having a tremendous year in singles and in general this year, and that's the Android Marc Andreyko. Marc Andreyko this year is 3-1. And your winner, Marc the Android Andreyko!
If I do have to face Clarke, it's going to be a lot like this match. It's going to be 2 friends playing against each other in a fun, as affectionate as a competition can be. And if I win or she wins, it's a win for the Fyffe Club. It's a win.
What 2000 comedy featured cameos from real-life pro wrestlers Diamond Dallas Page, Bill Goldberg, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Booker T.
Ready to rumble.
And your winner, advancing to the finals, Classy Clarke Wolfe! Now, Marc Andreyko, on the other hand, he has a date with Destiny with Dangerous Dan Murrell. They will now play, and the winner of that will be in the #1 contender match. So Dan Murrell and Andreyko.
As long as I don't lose by 100 points, I'm going to have fun.
The Ultimate Schmoedown still going on here, and this is a very special match. We've never done this before, but what had happened is we have our finals. It is Clarke Wolfe. It's Ethan Irwin. They will be playing in the finals, but the two losers of the semifinals, Marc Andreyko, Dan Murrell, will be playing against each other to figure out who will be in that #1 contender match at the Spectacular. Big things are happening. I'm Christian Harloff, and joined by a very special guest here, a guy that I think, I mean, man, you know, what a great competitor you are.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I know there was so much. Look, it's not as. There's a lot going on in your personal life here with Thad Williams. You don't have as much power as you used to, I think. Is that true? What's happening?
What are you saying here?
I'm just saying I don't think it's going as well as it used to be for you.
So that's from your point of view, right?
Well, I think a lot of people's point of view.
Different perspectives.
I saw you say something. Someone said no. You know, you're getting told no. I didn't see that before.
Hey,
it's like,
he stood up to himself.
Oh,
You can't argue against that.
So you like that?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
What I like is that you're focusing more about being a competitor now. I like that you have a big match coming up here. You have the Inner Geekdom Championship that before you were able to, you put yourself in the match. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You're playing arguably the Rookie of the Year, the amazing Mara Canopik for the title.
A fantastic player.
Thoughts on the match?
You want my thoughts on the match?
That's why I asked. Thoughts on the match?
Mara deserves the championship. She is the champ, and she absolutely 100% deserves it. She won the match against me. So when I go against her, I wanted to go against the best. I've always said that from the beginning. I want to go against the best.
Beat you fair and square.
Absolutely. She beat Inman fair and square.
Right.
She is arguably the best player. Not even arguably. I'd say she is the best player in Inner Geekdom. So that makes it why I'm going for her, and we take the belt from her.
You're going to take the belt? Well, look, it's coming up. You got that. You put Ken in the Star Wars Championship, so corruption's riding high, but not right now.
Okay.
Because the story is not about you, my friend. The story today is about Marc Andreyko and Dan Murrell. One of these competitors, their seasons will continue. The others will end here today. It is going to be something special. Marc Andreyko and Murrell have never faced before. They have never played before. Dan Murrell's a former two-time champion. Marc Andreyko had a chance at the title against Bibiani, just fell short. He beat the finalist, Ethan Irwin, one of the finalists, Ethan Irwin,
Great
and
match.
he just lost to Clarke Wolfe. He has had a hell of a year, so this could go either way. Who do you got?
I have no idea who I have gotten this match. I mean, it is one of those ones where Murrell is what he is. He's a legend. He is a legend. But Andreyko is always that underdog that people either, underestimate or whatever, and he always comes through. And you ever see the calm.
He
from
underestimates
both.
himself.
Absolutely. And you want to, like, how do you do that? And then he goes and pulls it out. And he's like, if you ever watch those two matches, I've never seen, you got to check the table if there's a pulse at the table sometimes with these guys because you don't know which way it's going to go, and they always are able to pull through. So I don't know who I have in this match.
Well, we're going to hear both the thoughts from Marc Andreyko, who's with Emma Fyffe, and Dan Murrell going solo on this one. Here we go.
I'm not going to lie, I wanted a shot at that belt at the Spectacular. I don't get it, but that's okay, because I have one more chance to make sure that this is a season for me that I can be proud of, and that's when in this match here today, I might not get a shot at the belt right now, but I can assure myself a shot at the belt, and I don't matter. It doesn't matter to me as long as I can see that belt. As long as that belt's out there, that's what I want. So if I can't go that way, then I'm going to go this way.
So this is Andreyko's chance to get into the #1 contender match that is going to be played at the Schmoedown Spectacular. And honestly, it would be really interesting if Clarke were to lose and Andreyko were to win and we were to immediately have a rematch. But one way or another, I have nothing but the greatest of faith in Marc Andreyko. He's proved time and time again that he is one of the strongest players in the entirety of the Schmoedown. He's the only person who's beaten Ethan Irwin. So that's not nothing.
I love the Android. Marc Andreyko has been coming on Screen Junkie stuff since before the Schmoedown. But if you think that I've forgotten watching him wave bye-bye to me at the free-for-all at my table, that was my table. He took my table away from me. And if you think I've forgotten that, you are sorely mistaken. I've never played him in singles before, but I've been wanting a shot at getting revenge for that, and I got that shot today.
Yes, I am the first person to beat Ethan, but after Clarke beats him, I'll probably be playing him again if I beat Dan. So it's all the snake eating its own tail, circles and circles and circles. So
Circle of life in the Schmoedown.
This has been a long season. I genuinely don't know which end is up. So.
Not only did I see the belt in front of me, I see the Big Apple. I see a big crowd. I see a live event. I want that. I want to be on that stage, and I want to be playing for that belt. But right now, Marc Andreyko is between me and that shot. And as much as I might like the guy between me and that shot, or the girl between me and that shot, you're in my way. So it's time to get out of the way.
So Dan, we've never played one-on-one before. This will be a lot of fun. Hopefully it'll be close. and I'll apologize for beating you when we're done.
Andreyko, I love you. You're a friend of mine, but this is a movie trivia contest, so I'm going to throw a movie quote at you from one of the greats of all time, The Godfather. It's nothing personal. This is strictly business.
A lot of respect, both with a mission. Dan Murrell's got that look in his eyes that we've seen time in and time and again. He wants to get to the Spectacular. The winner of this match, once again, will play the loser of Clarke and Ethan at the Spectacular for the #1 contender match, and the winner of that match will go to New York to play whoever the champion is in January at the next live event.
No pressure.
It's a lot of pressure here, too. Both these guys want the opportunity to go to New York and for the season to continue. So it's a lot on the line. It's absolutely, there's still a chance for these guys to get a shot at the gold, whether it's next season or not, but it is time for them to get going. I'm ready to go. Here's the tail of the tape. Marc Andreyko. The skills there are musicals. You've got Oscar movies, and you have, I missed that. What is that last skill there? You got it? What's your improv? You can't read it?
What?
It says, throwing you out of power. He's part of the union, buddy.
I see. You want to go back to the comedy stage, Josh? Are you going to the Yaha Hut or the Circus Olympics over there?
Right back there. Dangerous Dan Murrell, whose skills are Spielberg movies. He also has Oscar movies and getting a trip to New York. That's what he said. It's one of his strengths, getting a trip to New York.
He's getting ahead of himself, isn't he?
That's what he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, are you ready?
I'm ready. Now you're going to ask me if I'm ready?
It's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown! Introducing first, representing the Fyffe Club with a record of 6 wins, 4 defeats. Led to the ring by his manager, Emma Fyffe, Marc, the Android Andreyko. There's Emma. Emma having a hell of a year. I feel like I've seen so much of Emma lately. Great manager, having a hell of a year here today, Mike.
Spectacular year for her.
Yeah.
The Fyffe Club are in charge there.
They have been. And his opponent, representing the 5 Horsemen, with a record of 8 wins, 4 defeats, and 5 knockouts. He is the 2016 Player of the Year and the former 2-time Movie Trivia Schmoedown Champion of the World, Dangerous Dan Murrell! There's the Horsemen.
There they are.
There's the Horsemen.
Careful, Roca.
Roca, the champion. And
what's going on here?
Riley, and there he is, Dan Murrell. Who's really, I love the union. You know these guys.
Yeah, look at them. I know them very well.
You know them very well. Hell of a match they had against you. And there is
fellow Seminole as well. Was it you and I?
Dan shaking the hand of both Emma and Marc as he hits the table here. Looks ready to go. Looks very calm and collected.
I love seeing sportsmanship on the table. Last time I faced against Riley, I went to go a handshake. I didn't get a handshake from the fella.
Is that true?
It was. Yeah.
Do you think you really deserved it this year?
Well,
you're not a nice person. All right.
You think so?
No.
Okay.
All right. Round number 1, guys, is going to work like this. Both competitors are going to get 8 questions worth 1 point apiece. You get 15 seconds to answer. Make sure that you write the answer down. Make sure that you show it at the same time. Legibly. Make sure you legibly and you show it to the camera. You have 15 seconds. You have a JTE rule. You have a challenge rule. Remember all those. And if you have any other questions, be sure to ask. And with that, Dan Murrell, are you ready?
Let's ride.
All right, Marc Andreyko. Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. All right.
Gentlemen, here we go.
Question 1 in the realm of action-adventure, gentlemen. Who directed 2012's Skyfall? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Dan?
Sam Mendes.
Correct. Andreyko.
Sam Mendes.
There you go. Tie game.
That game. So good start here. Gentlemen, your second question is in the categories of Oscars. Who won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role as a mother adjusting to her daughter's interracial relationship in 1967's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Marc Andreyko.
Katharine Hepburn.
Yes, sir. Dan.
Katharine Hepburn.
2-2.
Well done.
Okay. Dramas. Dramas is the next one. Which 90s romantic drama stars Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep?
There it is.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan Murrell.
The Bridges of Madison County.
Yes, it is. Andreyko.
The Bridges of Madison County.
Tied.
There we go.
Okay.
Excellent work, gentlemen. All right. Question number 4, the category of comic book movies. What MCU villain goes by the name of Adrian Toomes?
It's a fart in the crowd.
Was that a? I don't know. I didn't like that question, I guess.
A little bit of both. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Marc Andreyko.
The Vulture.
Yep. Dan.
Vulture.
There we
There
go.
we go. So 4-4.
Had ourselves a match here.
Next one. Fantasy sci-fi. Who starred as Nolan Sorrento, who is the CEO of Innovative Online Industries in Ready Player One?
What were your thoughts on that movie?
I really liked that movie.
Did
a
you?
lot. I did.
Oh.
I did. I'm one of the few. 5,
I'd say so.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and Dan Murrell.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yes, sir. Marc Andreyko.
I got the Ben part.
Oh, all right. So Murrell takes his first lead here, 5-4.
All
You
right.
have a lisp.
He does.
He does. Yeah.
Your question number 6, gentlemen, is the category of animated. Who voiced Coraline in 2009's Coraline?
You ever seen that one?
I've not seen that one. Animated is not a category.
No,
I don't have kids.
Okay, you just revealed that to all your competitors.
Like, if they don't know that by now, they haven't studied.
4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
I can do that for you. And again, the question is, who voiced Coraline in 2009's Coraline? Coraline?
Coraline. Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and Marc Andreyko.
Nope.
Dan.
Dakota Fanning.
That's correct.
You got it.
Dan got it. Ooh. All right. Next question. Horror/thriller. Which child actor stars alongside a villainous Macaulay Culkin in 1993's The Good Son?
I enjoyed that movie.
I did. Creepy movie. Creepy ending. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan Murrell.
Elijah Wood.
Yes, sir. Marc Andreyko.
Elijah Wood.
Like
Yep,
that is
7-5. So
And Dan has not missed yet,
he
has
has
he?
not. Now, if he has, he's got a
Oh, it's the last question.
He has a chance here. He has a chance here to have a perfect round if he hits this. If not,
right.
then we're just going to move on in. Here.
Gentlemen, 8th question in the category of comedies. What is the name of Napoleon's uncle in Napoleon Dynamite? Mark writing fast and furious there.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
I can do that for you, sir. That is 1 for Dan. What's the name of Napoleon's uncle in Napoleon Dynamite?
5,
He's checking himself.
4, 3, 2, 1. Marc Andreyko.
No effing clue.
Dan.
Rico.
Rico's correct.
That is it.
Dan Murrell has hit a perfect round using the JTE rule to his advantage there.
Works to his advantage. I've been in that situation.
All right, so now Dan Murrell has a chance to hit this. If he does, it'll be 9 points to 5. Here's your bonus. You do not have to write it down. It's just for you. Dan, who wrote and directed the 1981 sci-fi horror film Scanners?
David Cronenberg.
1 point.
That is correct.
Dan Murrell on fire here. 9-5. 9-5. Perfect round.
Joins the illustrious club.
Yeah, this is the second time he's done it.
Absolutely.
He just did it recently against Stacey Howard, and now he does it here against Marc Andreyko. And now we get to round number 2. Round number 2, the competitors will spin the wheel. If it lands on a category they do not like, they can spin again unless, of course, it lands on opponent's choice. Then they have to take whatever their opponent gives to them. 4 questions worth 2 points apiece, unless, of course, you go to multiple choice, then it's 1 point. You can steal from your opponent. Both competitors have used 1 JTE rule thus far. Marc Andreyko has 2 left. Dan has 2 left. And Dan has a 4-point lead. So, Dan, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
You're going to go second.
All right.
All right, Marc Andreyko, please spin from the wheel, not the peg. Here we go. And
Mark,
there's the spin.
He is dangerous with this wheel.
He is.
He's got those weird categories that are his strengths that come out of nowhere.
Well, that's the thing with Marc Andreyko is that what he knows well, and you'd be dangerous if you land on a thing he knows. He could put you to sleep real quick. And we're going around.
What's he gonna get?
What's it?
Oh,
New releases?
okay.
New releases.
And he's not going to go with it.
And he's spinning away
Smart.
really
Many
hard.
people pull away from that new releases, myself included.
So I also believe it's a strength of Dan Murrell.
When Chance and I, we pulled away from that.
Which is interesting because, I mean, the amount of movies,
you got to see what's in new releases in
you're
the past
playing
couple
against
months.
Dan Murrell, you want to spin away from new releases. It
Absolutely.
makes sense. And it's coming back around here, too, going away from spin.
All right, there it goes.
Disney films. Disney films.
All right.
All right. So you got to stay away from these.
And your winner,
Okay.
All right.
Dan
All right.
Murrell.
Here we go. Disney films. Mark, you have 4 questions here. The Court of Miracles is the name of a secret hideout in what Disney animated film?
Alice in Wonderland.
It's incorrect. Dan for the steal. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Mulan.
Looking for the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes.
Hunchback of Notre
If you
Dame.
take the Universal
second
Studios tour,
Yeah.
they talk about that.
All right, Mark. The Unbirthday song. The Unbirthday song can be found in what Disney film?
The Unbirthday song, Alice in Wonderland.
Correct.
There you go.
All right.
2 points. Well done, Mark.
All right. Other than Mowgli, what do many of the characters in 1967's Disney's Jungle Book refer to him as?
Cub.
It's incorrect.
Man cub.
Man-child is what we're looking for. Man-child. Man-child.
No points on that question.
Yeah.
Could I?
You want to challenge? You can challenge. You can challenge that. Absolutely.
I'm almost sure in the.
All right.
I want to be like you. He calls him man cub.
Okay. Let me challenge. You challenge. All right, we're coming back from the challenge. Dan Murrell challenged the questions. We said man-child, and he said it was man-cub. Dan Murrell's correct. It is man-cub. So with that steal, it is now 11
To 7.
11 to 7. 11 to 7. So he did get the steal there. All right. So let's get to the next question here. Is that question number 4? Over what activity does Mr. Banks finally bond with his children in Mary Poppins?
Flying a kite.
Correct.
There you go.
All right. So Marc Andreyko hitting 2 out of the 4. Dan Murrell has a 2-point lead here, and now it's Dan's turn to spin. He needs a strong wheel spin. If he gets a strong wheel spin, then he's going to be in really good shape. However, if he lands on something that Mark's strong on, Mark can come right back into this game. Here's the spin.
This could go any way at this point. It's still up in the air here.
It's up in the air.
This wheel round can make or break for anyone, as I've attested to, and you as well.
Absolutely.
Feel the tension here. We're hoping for strength zone. Oh, and there it is. Comedy.
Comedy.
Broad category.
I have to choose in 5, 4, 3.
I'll take a chance.
Spin
Ooh,
again. All right,
take a
there's the
chance
spin.
again. Likes to live dangerously. That is Dangerous
He's
Dan
good.
Murrell.
Dangerous Dan Murrell.
There he is, living up to his name.
All right, so Dan Murrell's spinning it.
Yeah, you know.
So now Dan is spinning it, and this is his second spinning choice. He's getting around. Uh-oh, here comes back around. Uh-oh, look at this.
Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh,
look
at this.
Oh, no. Oh,
It's a
and that is
bonus choice.
what
He spun away
happens
from
at
it.
times.
He spun away from it.
I mean, that's appropriate. We're gonna start. We're gonna maybe end the season the way we began.
I mean, that's true.
Here we go.
He spun away from it and hit
So
opponent's
Mark
choice.
is in an interesting choice right now. He's
Yeah.
in a tough spot.
He's looking at what he can.
Look at him.
What he can put Dan away with.
I'll do Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Okay.
All right. So Tim Burton for Dan Murrell. All right. Here we go. Tim Burton. Dan, you got 4 questions in Tim Burton.
Okay, no. This is appropriate because Emma came dressed as Beetlejuice.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. All right. Here we go. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie's father works for what company?
Multiple choice.
A. Slugworth. B. Smithfield. C. Salt's Nuts. D. Smilex.
Slugworth?
It's incorrect. Choices are Slugworth, Smithfield, Salt's Nuts, or Smilex.
B.
Looking for Smilex.
Smilex, the Joker's gas?
Smilex was D.
Really?
Wow.
That's what they said.
Burton TBCU.
All right.
Really?
Soup's Nuts? What was that? Salt's Nuts?
You want to challenge it?
Smilex?
You want to challenge it?
Hey,
That seems... I don't
mean-
have anything to lose, so what the fuck?
You going to challenge it? All right, so
okay.
Challenge on that. Challenge on that. All right, coming back. The answer was indeed Smilex. Wow. The answer was indeed Smilex.
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste factory, you will find it labeled Smilex.
That's an Easter egg I didn't know then, being a Batman fan.
There you go. All right, so we go back.
Referencing himself.
All right, so we go back to...
Way to be humble, Tim.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. Question number 2. Tim Burton received his first Academy Award nomination for which 2005 animated film? Five, four.
Corpse Bride.
That's correct for 2 points.
Saw the wheels turning for that one for him.
All right, here we go. All right, next question. Which 1985 film was Tim Burton's directorial debut? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
A, My Science Project. B, Beetlejuice. C, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. D, Lost in America.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
1 point. All right.
Frankenweenie. I didn't know where Frankenweenie.
Last question here, Dan. Last question. Name the actress that played the character of Alma Peregrine in 2016's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. 5, 4.
Multiple choice.
A, Eva Green. B, Allison Janney. C, Olga Kurylenko. Or D, Helena Bonham Carter.
That's what I thought. Eva Green.
For 1 point. All right, so
Played
Dan
that match
Murrell,
smart. Played it smart.
he played it smart because he had himself a lead going into it. So now he's got a 6-point lead as he gets into round number 3. Round number 3, we've seen 6-point leads before and not hold strong. So let's see. So Murrell has 1 JTE left, and Andreyko has 1 JTE left. As we get into round number 3, the competitors will have 3 numbers from 1 to 20. And the first one will be worth 2 points. Second one worth 3. The third one worth 5 points. All right. So again, guys, both you guys have 2 JTE rules left.
You don't even have to pick numbers.
Dan has one of his challenges left. Andreyko does not have any more challenges left. And we will now take the numbers from Dan Murrell.
I'll take 8, 6, and 14.
8, 6, and 14 for Dan and Andreyko.
I'll take 7, 5, and 13.
7, 5, and 13. So Andreyko's trying to avoid the TKO here. So we start with number 7 for Andreyko. All right, it's number 7.
In the Sandlot.
In the movie Ready to Rumble. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. Get out of here, Jesus.
Sorry.
What kind of batteries were the arms in Tony Stark's Iron Man?
Yeah, all right. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Crime. Crime movies is number 7, Mark.
Well, this is going to be a murder, so bring it on.
All right. What is the full name, first and last, of the federal agent that Kevin Costner plays?
Elliot Ness.
There you go. 2 points.
Oh,
Okay.
now you're waiting for the full question there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, Andreyko. So your 5-pointer, sorry. Your
3-pointer. His 3-pointer.
Your 3-pointer.
2, 3, 5.
Is number 5. Thank you. Your 3-pointer is number 5. 3-pointer is number 5. War movies.
Ugh.
War movies. All right. Name 2 of the actors who make up the Monuments Men besides George Clooney.
Matt Damon and Jean Dujardin.
Correct.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So fighting back here. So if
That's
he
how it
hits his
happens.
5, it bounces back to Dan. If he misses it, Dan will be in the number 1 contender match waiting for the loser of either Clarke Wolfe or Ethan Irwin.
And
All
I
right.
will be done for the season.
All right, here we go. Number 13. Number 13, Marc Andreyko.
Sports movies.
Oscar movies. Oscar movies.
Ooh.
All right. Mark, what is the only Studio Ghibli film to win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature?
Princess Mononoke.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Dangerous Dan Murrell. Spirited Away was the answer.
Oh,
Dan Murrell picks up his 6th knockout of all time.
Yes.
I believe that's a record. Spirited
6
Away.
knockouts.
6 knockouts Dan Murrell has, and he did it, and he is now in the Spectacular in the number 1 contender match with a chance to make it to New York against. He's going to be getting a chance to get that title shot. He is now in the Spectacular. Marc Andreyko. Look, when Dan Murrell plays like that, it's hard to beat.
He's back in his form that he was.
Well, he did that against Stacy. He had a rough match against, well, not too much rough. I mean, he played pretty well against Ethan that first round. He's had a bad second round.
Yeah.
But he's back. I mean, he's been playing really, really well the last couple of matches.
Absolutely. That's how he earned his name.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching that. You see, especially in round 2, watching him sitting on this side, watching him and how he just formulates the answers. And he's like, you see he wants to go to multiple choice, but he knows it, and he
well, he strategized.
plays it right. Yeah.
But he strategized very well in that one because he knew he didn't give a chance to get a steal, and he knew he had a large enough lead that he waited. He took the multiple choice, and he built himself up a 6-point lead. It was good math, to be honest with you, because he gave himself six points to go into it. That's a tough deficit to come back, and Draco almost did it.
Yeah.
But it was spirited away at the end that got him.
Going into that third round, and you've got to hit all 3 of your questions. That is a tough place to be in. Just mentally, it is hard.
All right, so now we are going to talk to Breanne Chandler, your buddy, who is now.
Oh, she's back now?
Yeah, well, she's.
She retires. She doesn't. She pops up.
It was a break.
Okay.
All right. So now we are going to talk to Breanne Chandler, who's with both Marc Andreyko and Dan Murrell.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? I'm here with the second place finisher, Marc Andreyko. Marc, I noticed on your board to start off it said, "I'm tired." I want to know about this.
So tired. This isn't heavy. This isn't paving roads or digging ditches, so it's not physical labor, but it's exhausting. And and playing these last 3 matches with Drew and Clark and now Dan, they're all good friends of mine, and it's just so you're kind of. You want to win, but you also don't mind losing because they're friends of yours and they're good at what they do. So I'm exhausted. I don't know how people that played this more than I did this year are still standing. It's just mental. I knew Dakota Fanning, I knew Ben Mendelsohn. I saw them there, but I got brain dyslexia, just reading letters. So
your mental gymnastics was just off for the day.
I tore my ACL in my mental gymnastics.
Emma, what about you?
Yeah, I
Are
think
you exhausted
too.
as a manager?
I mean, the thing about this singles tournament that has been both exciting while simultaneously being extremely tiring is the fact that there wasn't anybody in this singles tournament this time around that you went, oh, okay, like they're good. No, every single person in the singles tournament this year has been just some of the most excellent competitors that we have in the Schmoedown. So you go into every single match with a lot of anxiety. And, I think that as far as the single tournament goes, I am very grateful that Andreyko, it was just anxiety of facing really great competitors, not really great competitors where there was also a grudge involved, if you will. But at the end of the day, he faced a lot of really awesome people. He took down a lot of really great people. And ultimately, Dan Murrell's a great competitor and he's a great person. So this is not an embarrassing loss by any stretch of the imagination. And Marc Andreyko's had a hell of a season.
You have had a hell of a season. What's been a favorite match of yours this year?
I think the match that I played with Snyder against Alonso and Adichie, because that was the game that felt the most procedural and playing with technique. I was shocked. I beat Drew. That was sort of miraculous. It was fun. I mean, ultimately, that's what this is. I'm doing this for fun. Nobody likes to lose. Everybody wants to win. But it's a bunch of good people getting together and just being nerds about movie trivia. So if we were playing for like $100,000, I'd challenge
cutthroat
everything.
competition.
Yeah. But this is a community, and primarily it's about having fun and celebrating our mutual love of movies. So yeah.
It is about having.
I made it into the double digits against Dan, so that's a win in my book.
All right, double digits are nothing to hang your hat about. I want to know, we'll be seeing you in Spectacular in some capacity.
Drinking.
Tell me about Wolfe versus Ethan. How do you feel about that matchup coming up?
Well, Ethan is like a time bomb. You don't know when the timer is going to go off. And I beat him just by that 1 5-point question, and I think that will be the only time I ever beat him if I play him, because he is like a great white shark. I'm mixing so many metaphors here. He's an exploding great white shark. But Clark is great too. Clark has that steely reserve when she plays. Even though we're on the same team and we were playing each other, she's kind of scary. So
look out for her in that speed round. She is in it.
Yeah, and I think that match is going to be one of the closest. I think that's going to come down to the wire because they're both really good players. They're both different types of players entirely, so it'll be a fun match to watch at the very least.
Yeah, I think that Clarke is technically one of the absolute best players that we have in the Schmoedown. And as you say, she is a mastermind at the speed round. And on top of that, Ethan's never played a 5-round match before. So that could potentially work to Clarke's advantage as well. Though, as Andreyko said, there's no doubting the prominence of Ethan's movie knowledge. It is vast.
And I'm just glad that if Clarke loses, I don't have to play Clarke again.
There you go. Don't have to play her again, but we'll be drinking at Spectacular, so we'll see you there. And I am back with your first place finisher, Dan Murrell. Dangerous Dan Murrell. I'm sorry, I didn't use the formal. Perfect first round today with the extra point as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been such a weird season for me. I've played in between singles and teams. I played in 6 matches. On the one hand, I've got 3 TKOs or KOs, and on the other hand, I have an overtime loss, and then I was TKO'd twice.
Wait, 6 TKOs, 6 KOs?
Well, this season, I either seem to win going away or I lose going away.
Okay.
So it's been such a weird season, and I don't know how the game's going to go. So. Andreyko was right up there in the belt conversation this last cycle. So for me to have that kind of performance against Mark, I count myself incredibly lucky. I love playing him. I've always wanted to play him. I'd play him again anytime. He's a great competitor.
He is a great competitor. I also like that you seem to have your energy back after that Stacy match. It's kind of continuing. Then you got opponent's choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again.
It's
the year of opponent's choice for Dan Murrell.
It is. Strategy is kind of not working out great for me this year because that was every time I take a calculated risk this year, it has not worked out for me, which to me says I need to stop taking them. But yeah, it's opponent's choice in a weird way. It was sort of the mirror of what happened to me in my first match this year. I hit a category. I was kind of iffy on it. I spun again. I hit opponent's choice on the second spin. It happened to work out much better for me this time than it did when I played Guy in my first match. And again, I'm lucky that that was the case because it could have been much worse and Mark could be standing here instead of me. I mean, I guess he was, but it would be different circumstances.
He would be the second interview instead of the first. I see where you're going with that. So now we have Ethan and Clarke going up against each other. Yeah. What's your thought on this match?
I mean, obviously, I know how dangerous, no pun intended, Ethan is. He TKO'd me. I didn't even get a chance. He didn't even have to answer any questions in round 3 when he played me. So I know what he's capable of. At the same time, he's going up against a champion who has played and been in that situation before. Not that I think Ethan's going to get caught in the lights, but I think it does help to have somebody who's played in a championship match before, who's dealt with that kind of pressure. Clarke has done that. She's proven herself one of the great players in the game, and I think that she, along with Rachel, are both in this league maybe the 2 players that devote the most amount of time, not just to staying good, but to getting better. So that's going to be a great match, I think, and I don't look forward to playing either one of them.
Yeah, which one would you prefer, though?
I mean, considering that Ethan TKO'd me, I guess it'd be Clarke just because
You've played Clarke before.
I played, but that was years ago.
But it happened.
It happened. But yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to choose, I would pick the person that didn't just send me out of the tournament.
Okay.
Maybe I would have a better chance against someone else, but not because I think that Clarke is a better draw than Ethan, because they're both great players.
Because that matchup, whoever you play at Spectacular, whoever wins that matchup is going to be going to New York to play in a title match.
Yeah, I love New York.
Okay.
That's kind of like a dream for me. New York is one of my favorite places in the world. To get the chance to go there and do that and play for the title in New York in front of a live crowd, that is awesome. And so that is going to be a huge motivating factor for me because it's not just winning the title, it's getting the opportunity to do it in that scenario. That sounds amazing, and I have my work cut out for me, and I'm going to start prepping now because I want to do everything in my power to make sure that I put myself in the best position to win that game.
Wow. I also want you to wear an I Love NY shirt under your plaid next time we see you.
I'll do that.
All right. We'll see you then.
Look, Marc Andreyko, happy to be his season is done.
He's like, I got to go on my cruise now. I can relax.
He's happy that his season is done. He's been saying he's been playing a lot. He is playing a lot lately. And I think that, I got to be honest, I think that the Clarke Wolfe match also took a lot out of him. This one, he played against Dan Murrell here too. Dan played so well. And I think Marc Andreyko at this point is going to take a rest. Whether he comes back with Snyder or not, we'll see in next season. But Dan Murrell, focusing in on that championship. He wants to play for the title. Now, of course, he wants Rocha to win, but it depends. Right. Who's Rocha going to play? Is it going to be Ethan? Is it going to be Clarke? We're going to find out, because whoever that is, Dan Murrell will be playing that person for the #1 contender spot at the Spectacular.
And we could potentially have Rocha Murrell.
In New York,
that could potentially be what happens.
It's possible. It's possible, but there's a lot that can happen.
He's got a long road ahead of him.
Well, and you have a lot ahead of you. You've got the Intergeekdom Championship coming up right around the corner here, guys. And a lot of others. The Star Wars match,
absolutely.
The #1 contender match, the Commissioner Bowl, the Team Championship, and now the #1 contender match, and of course the Singles Championship. So thank you guys for watching. If you're not a Patreon, please take a look. Join today. The Patreon.com/Schmoedown. See, look at all the tiers. Check out what we have. We have a lot of exciting news coming up. And if you want to get tickets to that New York event, go to schmoedownlive.com. Check it out, schmoedownlive.com. The Singles Championship will be on the line with the undercard to be determined, but it'll be a doozy, I can promise you that. Check it out. And for the killer, Mike Kalinowski, I'm Christian Harloff. See you next time.
Hello? Hi, Dad! Bibbs, what the heck are you doing?
I'm building.
Building what?
Well, Thad, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. As you may recall, after I narrowly lost to Rocha, I generously offered my services to any Schmoedown competitor who needed help with their entrances. And you know how many people got back to me?
How many?
-3. So I have decided to build myself an office right here in the corner of the Schmoedown.
Bibbs, I don't know if you can really put an office here.
I can really put an office here. Thank you, Thad. That's really, really great. So yeah, I'm just going to get nice and cozy up in here. This is a load-bearing sheet, so that should be fine. That should be up to code. Yeah, you send anyone who wants to come on by, and I'll help them consult with their entrances.
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Thanks, Dad. Earl? I've been working on the Schmoedown. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I need eye protection. I've been working on the Schmoedown all the livelong day.
What's up, Schmoedown fans? Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown.
And your winner!
It's a battle for third place and a spot in the #1 contenders match at Spectacular, and Murrell was all over it in the first round. While it was competitive in the first half of the round with both players going 4 for 4, Murrell pulled away in the latter part of the round and went a perfect 8 for 8. This is the third time Murrell has answered all 8, and not only that, but he got the bonus question correct for the second time in his career as well. As for Andreyko, he held on with 5 points of his own. With a 4-point lead, Murrell defers to Andreyko, and he ends up on Disney. Andreyko would go 2 for 4 for 4 points, and he even gave up a 2-point steal to Murrell. Murrell was in a good spot going into his turn. Unfortunately, he would land on opponent's choice and was dealt a category of Tim Burton. Despite a shaky start, Murrell would go 3 of 4 for 4 points and would carry a 6-point lead into the final round. In the entire history of the singles league, there has only been one comeback win in a 3-round match that overcame a 6-point deficit to win.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, the Olympian
Andreyko would come close to sending it back to Murrell after hitting his 2 and 3 point questions, but in the end he couldn't hit his 5-pointer, and Murrell wins via TKO 15-14 and claims his spot in the number 1 contenders match at Spectacular. Going inside the numbers for today's match, Marc Andreyko answered 9 of 16 for an accuracy rate of 56%. His season will end with a 4-3 record, 6-5 lifetime. This season he had an accuracy rate of 69%, that's 6% better than last year. This season his first round average was 5.4 points, and in the second round 5.7 points, while answering 82% of those questions. He was also 4 for 9 in steal situations. Looking at Dan Murrell's day, he went 13 of 15 for an accuracy rate of 87%. This was also Murrell's second knockout of the season, and he now has 6 total for his career. That's a record for a singles competitor. This season, Murrell has an accuracy rate of 77%. In first round play this season, he is averaging 6.8 points, and in the second round, he's averaging 4.3 points while answering 69% of those questions. He is also 4 for 5 in steals this season. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday on the Collider Podcast Network on YouTube and the Collider Factory podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
How's it going, guys? If you didn't know about the Patreon, you guys have a chance to support the Schmoedown. Now, myself, Mark Ellis, we've taken over the production. Basically, you guys have 16 tiers to choose from. We're trying to give back to the fans. Go and check it out right there. If you want to support the Schmoedown by becoming a patron today, go ahead and do it. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you've given us. And yeah, there's some really crazy tiers in there. I'd love to get your opinions on it. Now go enjoy the match. Go do it. It's a good match, for God's sakes.